I mean, from a business standpoint, was this year successful as far as, rebranding the franchise and kind of getting it back to, where you hope it can go?
Well, I think we're definitely making progress. This year was definitely a marked improvement over the first year we were here, both in terms of either performance of the team and also from a business aspect. But we still have a ways to go in both areas. Obviously, we were disappointed with the results of the game last night and the fact that the season's over in round one. But as we continue to do our planning and strategizing and making the decision we have to make to continue to improve the Americans here in Rochester, I think that we're trending in the right direction in both areas, both with the marked improvement with the team and also a continued move towards those what I call the magical break-even numbers that we need to get in terms of fans in the building and things like that through sponsorships, and all those things are trending in the right direction for sure.
There's liable to be a lot of talk in the off season, kind of what can be done. Obviously, when they look at the product on the ice, and even with the fans expressing their displeasure last night. Front office and everybody in it, they hear that stuff, don't they?
Well, for sure. I mean, we're here at every game. I mean, both myself and Kurt Steyers were here at the game last night, and that's the one thing about like fans have the right to express their opinion like everyone does. They pay their money to get into to watch the team, and if they feel that the team isn't performing to their satisfaction, then they'll express their concerns and their opinions, which they did last night. And from our perspective, we have one more year of affiliation agreement with the Florida Panthers. We've had preliminary meetings with Randy Sexton. He's in town right now. They'll be doing player exit strategies, our exit meeting, and we're planning on meeting him at least one more time before he leaves town, and we'll make decisions that need to be made to try to look at improving us for next year.
I think they help work with you guys to make the decisions. Allow you to bring in 10-year-old players in that. That's something you think will go forward?
Well, I think that our intent is to get better. That's what we're here for. Kurt Steyers, who Rochester is getting to know fairly well. Kurt wants to win championships, and that's the reality. And so that's what we're focused on. We're focused on winning and winning a championship, and we'll continue to make all of the decisions that are necessary to allow us to achieve that goal.
Now, about attendance numbers, I mean, is that they seem to be up early in the season when they're winning, and then
overall the attendance increased. I mean, we went from about 2,500 paid fans last year to over 3,500 paid fans this year on an average basis, and we need to get to that 5,500. I know I've made that comment a number of times since we've gotten here. The business that we're in hasn't really changed that much on an ongoing basis. I mean, it's we make some decisions, and then costs will go up. We make some decisions to reduce costs over here, but overall, I still firmly believe that the 5,500 is the magic number that we need here in Rochester, and so we got a ways to go with that yet. I mean, that's we're obviously 2,000 fans, or 2,000 paid fans per game away from that. So we definitely need to continue to do what we can do, both from a business perspective on our from what we do, and making sure that we continue to improve the work with our partners to improve the team.
Are you going to be talking to Florida about extending an agreement at all this summer?
Well, we in our agreement that we have with them, any talk of extension is mandated to be discussed by November of next year. So basically, it would be once the last year gets underway, then we would be talking to them about extensions in terms of what we were doing.
But you could do it now.
We could, yeah. It's available anytime. Like I said, one of the things we did put in the agreement, our agreement with them does say that we will enter into discussions before November 15th, I believe it is the date that's in there of 2010, as in terms of whether we want to do whether we want to extend, whether they want to extend, etc.
Is there a time you'd have to have it done then? Like just in January, February?
Well, I think the whole idea was that's it. I mean, we figure by November that gives us one whole season to make our final decisions.
Based on how the product was this year, it seemed to be a good working partnership? Is that something you can see extending, or you can't really say much?
Well, I think, again, we have to take a full assessment. I mean, the season just ended last night, so we have a good idea because we involve people that are involved in a day-to-day operation. We have a good idea of where we stand from a financial perspective, but just in terms of taking that overall assessment, because obviously there's still 3 more steps that would have been needed to be taken this year to get us to achieve our goal. That's the reality of it. So when we look at how do we make those steps, and I guess that's why we determine the partners that we need to allow us to achieve our goals, and that's the goal is to win a championship.
So you need to sell more tickets, get more fans in the building, and there's whatever there were chanting the coach must go last night.
Right.
Does that come up in discussion?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yes. I mean, when we look at things, we can we operate our business within the city of Rochester in terms of what we're doing. So we have to take everything into account. We can't just look at things in isolation. We have to look at the big picture and make big. We have to make big picture strategic decisions that will make us better. That's the reality that we're in. So that, and as I said, we'll continue our discussions with Florida and with Randy while he's here, and then we'll make decisions going forward from that.
Do you have a say in that?
Pardon?
Do you have a say in the coach?
And the agreement stands, no.
You can bring. I mean, last night I saw a fan approach Kurt and kind of share some thoughts. Are those some things that that you guys do discuss that say that your customers are essentially telling you that you talk to them about?
Well, but we're always looking at ways to make ourselves better. That's the best way I can put it. So in terms of what we did, our current model is a full affiliation agreement with Florida. Now, the full affiliation, discussed that before, is that means that Florida provides all the players and Florida provides the coaches. That's the essence of the agreement that we have with them. So we're looking at that and saying, okay, what is that model? Is that, without altering that model, can we take those next 3 steps that we need to take? Those are the kind of discussions that we're having, and obviously, things go hand in hand, because if the fans of Rochester want a championship caliber team, there are certain financial budgeting and things like that you have to do to be able to meld it all together to make that happen. So that's the chicken and egg kind of a thing, right? Because the fans want a championship team, but then they're not necessarily coming out in the numbers that we need to be able to get us to the financial situation that we need to get to. So those are the things that we have to do, and we take a lot of time in our management, with our management team that we have in our office, to discuss all those things on a weekly basis, and hopefully make the right decisions that will allow us to achieve those goals.
You sense performance on the ice may have been related to some disconnect with